Hi, all ACCA students out there. If you are looking at some tips which are not discussed anywhere else and require some fresh guidance on how to crack your ACCA examination, then definitely this is the video for you. So, guys, please stay tuned till the end as I'm discussing great insider tips. And yes, please do subscribe to our channel, like our video, share the content with people who require such information. I'm Megha Vansali, ACCA and the Indian Qualified Chartered Accountant. I'm an ACCA tutor. Now, to start with, first of all, what students do is they feel that only practicing questions is going to be enough. They do not read the text or the content very well. So, please do not do that. Have good conceptual clarity. Read your text very well. Understand each of the things. And, guys, I feel it's important that you make some notes because at the last minute, it is not possible to read the entire text. So if you're going to have some notes handy, then this is going to really help you at the time of revision. Now, also what you can do is probably making notes is a time consuming job. At least highlight the important points in the text. So the next time when you're reading, you can only read the important parts which is highlighted. You do not have to go through the entire text. So please make some notes or highlight some text, and if you're making notes, please do not write the same thing again and again. It is not helpful. Please try to make the notes as crisp as possible. If you look at the Kaplan text at the end of the chapter, they have a flow chart which is there summarizing the entire chapter. Please write down points using that flow chart. So, what happens? You have one chapter in one particular page, which is what your notes should be. It should be a 20-25 page a book, which is just good enough to revise. So please, if you're making notes, try to keep it crisp and try to use some flowcharts, diagrams, so that the recollection is higher and it is easy to revise. So that's with making notes, having conceptual clarity, that is very much required and necessary. Now, when you're solving your exam question, now there are so many resources available. You have your ACCA Study Hub, you have your Kaplan Kit, you have your BPP. Now, practically, it is not possible to cover all. So, what you could do is, start with one. So, for example, I'm using the ACCA Study Hub to study. So, study from your ACCA Study Hub, do your questions from ACCA Study Hub at the time of studying. Then, from the next time or when you're revising, you could pick your Kaplan kit. So you're not doing the same question again and again. You have newer questions every time you're trying to practice. And guys, my suggestion in terms of using the material would be ACCA Study Hub, because there are a lot of topics or concepts which are not there in the Kaplan kit but covered under the ACCA Study Hub. So it is my suggestion that you use ACCA Study Hub, and most of the technical articles are covered in the ACCA Study Hub. So you do not have to pick up your technical articles specifically or separately. There'll be hardly two or three technical articles which are additional. So you just have to read those, and then if you've read with your ACCA Study Hub, you're kind of done with everything else. Then, when you are practicing questions, what you could do is you could probably mark some questions which you feel are difficult. So these questions could be redone at the time of revision. Please mark your questions that you have done this, or you could start grading them also. Like, we have this feature in the ACCA Study Hub to grade your topics, confidence level, high, low, medium. Same thing you could follow with your questions. If my question is a high category, low category, or a medium category kind of confidence, low confidence, something that I need to kind of do it again. So you could start marking your questions when you're studying, so that you could just revise these questions when you're studying the next time. And when you're reading the answer key, please do not panic. It is the most idealistic answer. You cannot write the same way in your examination. You need to follow the marking scheme and you need to write accordingly. To just give you an example with reference to SBR, so when a requirement of a standard is being asked, you get 3 marks for it. So 1 mark is to state the standard, second mark is to give the application of the standard, and the third mark is to give the conclusion. So you need to understand what is the requirement and you need to break down your marking scheme. There is a document available called Read the Mind of the Marker for all your subjects. under ACCA study resources. So you can get this document wherein you will understand how the marking scheme works for this particular subject. Please read this so that you know what to write and how much to write in the examination. So you're also working on your time management at the same time. Now, another mistake that students kind of make is they finish the entire content and then they move on to the question. Guys, it's a big no. Please do not do it, because you are reading the concept 10 or 15 days earlier. You're not going to recollect that particular small point which could be asked in the question, and then you feel that you have not studied properly. Your confidence is going to get very low. So please read your topic, do the question simultaneously, so that you are the concept is quite clear, and you know if something is missed out you can go back and read it, and this will not lower your confidence. If you feel no, I want to redo the questions, then what I could suggest is, for example, you're using the ACCA study hub, start reading from your ACCA study hub, do questions from ACCA study hub for that particular topic, complete it. At the time of revision, you can pick Kaplan kit. So then you're solving maximum questions, and then you're also doing it simultaneously, so that kind of maintains your confidence. Now, I often get asked by students, how many questions should I practice? What is the good number? What are the ideal number of days? To be honest, there is no thumb rule to it. It varies from individual to individual. What I would recommend or suggest is, for any particular chapter, let's say there are 5 questions, please write 2, read 3. So you can't practically solve or write all questions, it is not possible. Please don't try to strain yourself too much by practicing all questions, it is kind of too much. So you have to break down that this is an important or a high weighted chapter. So if there are 5 questions, then probably write 3 and read 2. If it's a low weighted chapter, probably writing 1, reading 4 will also work. So please break down and analyze your chapters and practice few and then read a few. So I think you should kind of maintain that balance so that you can finish your syllabus on time and you are very confident for that particular topic in your examination. And before you start studying, it's important to do a analysis of your past paper. So if you're using Kaplan, it has already been done there, where they are saying how many marks is coming from a particular chapter in the last 6 7 attempts. So that analysis is already available, so you can use that to understand which are high weighted chapters, focus on them, do them earlier, and then you can do your smaller chapters. While preparing for your examination, it is advisable that you maintain a good balance between your theory and practical, because it is not going to be too stressful to prepare. And honestly, we all know theory is little boring. So, you have to maintain that balance so that you kind of finish your theory as well as practical at the same time, because all ACC examinations do have a lot of questions that are going to come from theory. So please focus on your theory also at the time of doing practical. Again, recommendation is, probably 1 hour of the first 1 hour of your studying, you could complete your theory and then move on to practical. So even if you're doing a paper like FR, there are some chapters which are a little theoretical, like your first few chapters of conceptual knowledge and all of those. So you could cover those, in bits and pieces over a period of 10 15 days while doing your practical chapters. So you kind of maintain that balance. Now, how do you go about preparing for your examination? Basically, would be that you tend to complete your syllabus at least 20 days before the examination. So, if your examination is happening in the first week of March, then somewhere around 10th to 15th of Feb is when you should be completing your entire syllabus along with all your questions, conceptual clarity. Then the next 10 or 15 days you sit and do only your past papers. It is very important. Now again, for past papers it is not possible to write all the papers. So what I normally suggest is you pick the newer ones to practice, the older ones to read. So you start from the latest for your practice and start for your late oldest one to read. So you maintain again a good balance between reading few papers and then you're writing few papers. Now when you're writing paper, please do it in a 3-hour format, in a Word or an Excel. get it evaluated by your mentors, or do a good detailed analysis. Use the help of examiner's report to analyze your answer sheet, so you know exactly where you're going wrong and what are the factors that you need to kind of work upon. So these are my tips on how do you go about preparing for your examination. And I hope you found these tips very useful, and you're going to implement them and have a great success result in your ACC examination. If you require any kind of guidance, you're feeling stuck, you're not able to figure out how to go about for your examination preparation, you can definitely reach out to me. Details are given here. And guys, for more such updates, please subscribe to our channel, like our video, and share it with people who require such content. And you can also drop in a comment below on any specific topic that you require video or you require guidance. We'll definitely be creating those content for you. And see you all till then. Take care.